It's Carrot again. A nice warm Friday. And we're looking to possibly, maybe, kind of, sort of putting in the final touches to the subway on my plot. I just got through collecting another Eldon antenna. It comes from the housing expedition, the abandoned Eldon test lab. I thought about streaming it, but I kept getting up doing other things in the middle of it because it's not like a timed one. It's just you gotta meet this objective or that. So rather than fiddle around with that, I just decided not to. But if later, if people feel like they want to see more things like that, like housing expeditions or housing challenges or something, I could probably accommodate. I think there's already quite a few how-to videos for those kind of things, so it would be more just, you know, pure entertainment, watching me fall or die or whatever. But I think there's way better videos out there currently of most, not all, of the expeditions and challenges that are way more informative than mine could ever be. So I'm just going to stick mostly with what we've already been doing. Anyway, I had mentioned yesterday that since I installed the one, I would try and get my hands on a second and see if I could incorporate that into the build here. And I did manage to get one. The first time all I got was a die, but the second time that I managed to go through, I did get the antenna, which is a really nice item if you want some special kind of coloring, because it clearly gives off a good amount of light. And the reason I'm moving this down is because I don't want them to clash together, so I'm just gonna put that right about here. Now maybe it's some kind of a computer database thing. I could add some kind of a keyboard thing there. I'll look into that here in a moment. But first we're going to try and get this. I thought maybe the best way to do it would be to make it go all the way across. But I kind of like that it kind of splits off the meeting area with the rest of the control room. So I'm just going to copy the size. It's almost 2. And look at the height positioning here. Oops, hit the wrong button. Be the blue. That's the middle one. So it's at 187.26. We're gonna try and see if we can match that. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but and then I could go ahead and round it up to the 2, but since it's already set, it's not a big. And then we'll just push this in. Now I want to see about where I have this. Looks like just at the end of the round node there, so if we can match that. Right about there. And then we'll just kind of nug it into the side here. I think that's about how it's set. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I got it pretty flush. And then don't really want to move this any because it's already kind of set as far as what's going on down below. I'm going to check again just to see if there is any leeway. If there is, then I may go ahead and move it to kind of center that stuff on the light. Yeah, because I think I have it kind of centered on this. And if I move this, that means I got to move all of this over as well. And I'd rather not. So we'll just leave that like it is. Let's see. I don't think I have another keyboard. I'll have to go and purchase one. And I don't even know off the top of my head where I might can get another one. Going to see if there's anything I could use in place of that, because I'd really like to kind of finish this up. Yeah. So expensive, 25,000 for that. I mean, it's cool looking, but I'd probably never. I mean, it's taken me this long to do a kind of fancy mechanical looking area, and I just don't see that being a very good investment for me. So let's see what else I've got. Going to the electronics section. Enter. No, I don't really want to put that out. I don't want someone to accidentally click it and then be zapped elsewhere. It probably gives like a, are you sure you want to go? But just in case, I don't want to stick it out there. Maybe tools. Not really seeing anything. I did think about using this in some way. Maybe putting that here. I'll just leave it there for now and just gonna look and see what else we've got to play with. Table. Did get a couple of those so I can finish the cabinets in the dining area. I may end up having to just go buy that one last piece, but didn't think about it until now. Of course, I didn't know that I was going to, modify that a little bit. I wasn't thinking about it. This, I was curious if I could get away with laying it flat and maybe just having the dials and stuff show up. The only thing is this hose here will probably be sticking up, but if I can figure out a way to kind of incorporate it without it looking odd, I'd like to try that. Just add some extra little doodads. So like here. Maybe even leave that piping and stuff out. Yes. Checking to see if you can see it from the front here. No, about here. Lots of back and forth, just because of the spacing and stuff. No, it doesn't seem to be out there at all, so that's good. So let's see. The hose is kind of sticking out right there. The only thing. Oops. So if I size this down a little bit. That should probably put it at 0.8 and see if that's all right. No, I'm gonna really need to see 0.8. Something like so. And then leaving this kind of like it's connected to the pipe in some way. Kind of better angle here. Something like that, and then moving this little radar thing. Just checking to see if it's touching the glass at all when it moves, because I'd rather it not do that. And then I feel like I need a little something extra right here, but I'm not quite sure what I can do just yet. So see, made a bunch of writing stuff down yesterday, and I'm just trying to make sure I get it all. Let's see. I'm probably going to be scatty about where I'm putting things, because like I wanted to try one of those bulletin boards. I wanted to see if I could get some of that showing, but like that part there showing through the thing. But I'm thinking it's going to be kind of awkward because of the rock. Now, if I can like maybe turn it upside down and do it like that, maybe that will work. But I'm going to test it kind of if I can without purchasing just yet until I see for sure it will work like I'm thinking. Oh crud, what did I do? Let me just check, make sure I didn't, okay, I didn't buy it, just accidentally canceled whatever I was doing. Yeah, I think bring that to the front here and size it and play around with it. I don't think it's going to work, but I really won't know for sure until I give it a try. And the best way to do that is just to kind of around with it for a little bit and see. It won't take too long before I realize, nope, that's not going to work. It's probably going to be cumbersome because this isn't like smooth. This is inset as compared to the shelving here. But I'm going to see what it looks like. Maybe I can fake it in as best I can. Yeah, see, I think the rocks and stuff is too much of a messy little bit there. However, something else came to mind, so I may try that again later, but in a different place. I did get another window. I don't know, a lot of times I like to be oddball, you know, like odd numbers and that kind of thing. But I kind of like the idea that maybe this is, I don't know, supposed to be like the two kind of thingies. So I happened to find another cheap one, and I snatched it up. Okay, yeah, I think it was two of them. Now I don't know what it's supposed to be. It kind of looks like a robot face with funny hair and big teeth and two eyeballs there, but it's just something extra to kind of add something to the room. This we're going to move here, and I have another scanner, I think, and we'll just drop that here. I don't know, maybe they're different reports or something. I know this looks a little odd here. I'm going to see if I can hide that just a little bit better, but it's awfully persnickety there. It's just doesn't want to hide. Just have to ignore that there's a little bit of a blip there that's missing. So, you know, trying to make it look like it's a business report, maybe a station report. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but something like that. So, let's see. We'll go do the blue light lounge tables in the diner area, so I can start marking some of this stuff off. At least. Now, I do plan on doing a full tour of this from beginning to end, but I'll probably save it for one of my Wednesday tours. In fact, I could probably do it next Wednesday coming up. Just to kind of keep the tours all together. I've been doing a lot of organizing, trying to like renaming a lot of the files. In fact, I've still got to rename the very first one because I just said Carrot's First live stream, and it really needs to say tours to kind of make it easier for people searching for those particular broadcasts. Okay, we'll just copy. And drag that over. Of course, we need to rotate it a bit. Just push it in a little bit because you don't want it like way far out. It's like you can see just a little bit, barely even anything showing of the table itself, so just the top that I want visible, something like that. And then it's kind of just a little offset from the middle line there. I don't hard to see about it in the lines. All these lines and arrow bits. And again, I'm looking kind of at the divider line. Here, they're kind of evenly, not only vertically, but horizontally. And I think it's slowly but surely creeping up. So I'm going to have to start adjusting these again, just a little bit to kind of even them up a little better with the lines of the box that we used. Yeah, the blue light lounge tables, a little tongue-tied there, They come from the Far Side challenge, the, for the meteorite bits you pick up. It's a pretty simple challenge. I mean, they give you more than enough time to pick them all up. I think it's like something like 4 or 5 minutes. Pick up like, I don't know, 30 pieces or something. And of course, they're spread out all over and everything, but it's kind of a no-brainer kind of thing. So. It's definitely one that's easily repeatable. I mean, yeah, you have to wait the 30-minute cooldown, but it's not that. And especially since you've got the Far Side portal right there in Thade, it's just hop in, do the challenge, hop back out, wait half an hour, and then do it all over again. And it just so happened that the day before yesterday, I had worked on doing the challenge a few times. It kept getting what I didn't want, and then the next time I did it, both times in a row, it's both the tables. So just a lot of RNG on that. Okay, so we got all our cabinets sorted now. So let me just mark that off the to-do list. Now, I did get a hold of one more Gatorade machine, and I'm going to see about just trying to decide where exactly I might want it. I guess over here seems like a good fit. It's definitely like way too big for my taste, so I'm gonna pop it down to a reasonable size. I mean, it's still pretty big, but nothing outlandish there. And then I'm going to bring it away from the little strip of trim there. The only thing that's irksome when you come across the back wall here, you can't put things super flush because then it looks a little weird. But I think that's okay, you know, as people want to sit here, they can take a drink. I could, you know, invariably get a hold of a few more and place a few more in strategic locations, like have one on this end, and that kind of thing, but I think it'll be okay without. Okay, so the Gatorade machine is done. The fuel pump has been added. Look at my list here. Gatorade machine is done. Okay, we're going to look at the makeshift bulletin board again. And we're going to do that here, I think. Just see. And what I'll do is, just to save myself a little bit of pain, I'll just buy one. So we can just play with it at our leisure and figure out what we might want to do with it. Now notice I can only sink it so far into here, so I have to pick and choose what we want. Now I don't want to use the front because I don't want the lights at all. So it's either the side or the back. And since the back has a bigger space, I'll probably leave it like so. And see. Let me see what's up here again. Maybe I'll bring that up. Reluctant to, because then that I can't think of what I'm going to do with it. Let's try it this way. I'm going to see if I can get it to work for both levels in some way. I know this is going to be upside down. Yeah, that's going to be weird, isn't it? But we're going to try it anyway. Just to do something a little different. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see how it works. Okay. Let's straighten these up a little bit. That's the only awkwardness when you're working with something and the controls are attached to one end or the other. Like you have to angle yourself just right to get it to be able to view it right. So we're going to go upstairs and then we're going to push this. Okay. Make it like some kind of, I don't know, weird wall art, maybe. Since that's like a little seating area, and then you have this little nifty bulletin board kind of thing. I know the things are upside down. You just kind of have to. What I could do is add like some of those discarded notes, but I think I'll just leave it like this. The only thing that bugs me is it's a wooden piece, and almost everything else kind of has metalish appearance. But maybe I can get past that, just to give that something a little different. And then up here, yeah, it just kind of looks like it's some kind of wall art or something. I could probably add some greenery to it or whatever, but since this is a cactus, maybe it just kind of goes with some kind of rock formation kind of thing. So yeah, there's a little added something. Okay, so we can scratch that off the list. What else did I think of that might be useful? I did think it might be okay to get some of those medical kits. We'll just grab a few and see. If it looks okay. Just have a few and a couple of strategic places, like, for emergency. I'll size them up here shortly, but I'm just kind of checking where I might want to put some. Probably a few in the maintenance area, because maybe they get injured on the job, or who knows what. We'll lay one here. Throw something in on that. Okay, for the two out, we'll make those a little bigger. Let's see, 1.5 maybe. Yeah, better. And we'll put it, that's a good height, I think, for her. It's not so high that started warping on its own object. I think that's a good height. So we've got that at about 194.14. 190. Five. again, I'm not sure. Maybe I should center it up with the benches here. I don't know, does that bother me that those aren't really centered on the platform? Not really, because I like them having a little bit more distance from the brain. So I'll just do my best to eyeball this in the middle. That one looks okay. Let's have this. Something like so. So now there's like some little emergency bits there. Probably more to do with the shape of this metal plank, because this one looks like it's kind of centered almost. Still slightly more space here, but it looks more off than, or more in line than this one does. This one looks more off. But I think that's more to do with the curvature of the plank that it's on, because this is like a giant metal plank. And those, of course, are not nice and straight. Oof, I made a whistle. I also thought about adding some speaker bots to behave like security personnel or something. But I don't know if that's really anything I want to do. I did want to add something to one of the benches. Let's do it over here. Wanted to add one of those open books. If I can spell it right. Like, if we had a newspaper, you know, an open newspaper, that would be cool. But since we don't, it'll have to be a book. And wow, is that thing like super white, right? I mean, you can't even tell there's writing on there, but I think that's because of the lighting. Let's see if I can get over here, and it's not the same. Oh well. Do that here, and then we'll turn it a little bit. Where do we want to turn it? So maybe, and kind of big, so I'm gonna knock it down to like 9.8, something like that. There we go. So someone was reading a book on the bench. I just left it. Pretend like it's an old newspaper or something. Let's see. I don't think I'll need this. The now I had a guildmate talking to me about basing his room, his house that he's making. He was wanting to make it like either something for drawing or something for photography. And I got to talking to him about how he could probably use either a rope or a chain or something to make the line, and then have the posters looking like drawing pictures on the rope, as if he just developed them or something. And I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head that might work as a camera. But this right here, if you could like set it on a desk that you can hide the handle, or if you just wanted to turn it upside down and make it look like it's on a tripod, I think this would work pretty good as a camera. I don't know why that came to mind, just happened to be looking at it. So let's see, I think this is what we will use in that empty spot in the control room that I was talking about earlier. Right about here. since we do have the cabinet there that we can use to hide it, hide the handle. Be able to get away with just tucking it in. And which way do we want that turned? What looks niftier? Yeah, it kind of looks like a camera. I don't know why it does to me. It just does. So I think this side a little niftier. So turn it that way, and then we'll a little bit this way. Yeah, it looks like a projector. Exactly what it looks like to me. Like a film projector, and that's like the lens, and it shoots out. In fact, that gives me another. Let me think. Let's see. I don't think I have any more spotlights. No. That would be a great projector thing. I'm gonna note that down as an idea for something else. Of course, anybody that's listening to me will go, that is a good idea, and use it too, which is fine. I'm not here to like show off things and then not let you know how I built them or give you ideas. That's part of the purpose of these streams, is to help folks get inspired. Now, I do have a good amount of empty space here. I thought about adding some more like shelving or something, but I don't know what to put there. Okay. What kind of containers we got? A lot of weird containers. Like, let's see if there's any good ones that we can buy. Cardboard boxes, crates, cages, metal crates, tanks. Let's just buy a few. We'll do like a stack. We already have some filing cabinets in the ticket office, so why not have a small stack here? Okay, we'll do it this way. Just trying to think how I'm gonna work this. Like, maybe make a 4-stack cabinet here. Can't make them any larger than they are because then people will have trouble walking around in here, I think. Not like this. It's blocked off. I don't think that's a good idea. There. So it'd probably be best to keep it here. Maybe centered. Just on the edge of that line there. And this way. No, yep. And then we'll just, I guess since I'm putting it there, I could enlarge it a little. See how we're some that make it too big. So pull it out a little bit so it's not like super stuck up against the wall, because we don't want any of it sticking out the back. Copy, paste up. Just not want any gaps between the boxes. Copy up. Do that one more time. Oh, that's really big, isn't it? I think they need a ladder for that. Outrageously. Let's go ahead and give them a ladder. They can reach it. I'll feel bad if they don't have a ladder. Are they? Just to make sure, because sometimes I have things and I forget that I have them. And I don't want to put it in the front, just because I don't want to. Probably be better in the front, but I'm just going to leave it right here. The incline never seems far enough for me, so I always alter. I'll just do it like that. So they climb up and open it from the side, or they move it. Okay. So, got the bandit detonator used. Let's see, I did get a hold of a sparking wire. Where do we want that? Probably down in the maintenance area. Let's see. I'm going to put that here. It always comes in really big. Okay, I see which end is sparking. Okay, no. Okay, we don't want that floating in space here, so I'm going to try and make it look like this wire here is sparking. The operative word here is try. Because one, it's got to be angled just so that it matches the angle of the wire that's already there. And then it can't be so big that it oversizes the wire, but it can't be too small, otherwise the spark isn't visible. It's like all amount of problem here. It's not like I can copy that that particular wire and go, I want this to look just, no. You have to kind of just finagle it on your own. And then I gotta get it just right so that that little sparky bit goes through somewhere. And you see, it's like such a tiny little thing. Most people won't even notice. So sad. All these little doohickey things that I put in. But oh well, that's part of the fun for me. I just like it's just a little touch of something. You know, usually I think most people put them sized up really huge and then do it like that, but I don't know. I've already got one over here barking like it's coming off of this cluster of wires, so that'll be fun to add another one there. Okay, so not sure about the speaker bots, and I didn't get a hold of any more screens. I've been watching the page and stuff like a hawk, but nothing really caught my eye. Now, I did see that there was a couple of exile chairs, but I might have bid on one, but I didn't want to buy it straight up because it's kind of on the expensive side. But I did go ahead and make some of the benches I needed, so to use in place of having actual chairs available. It's going to be kind of a mixed match, but it almost kind of works like I meant it to be this way, because like starts off with one set and then blends off into a different something like that. I don't know, that's the excuse I'm giving it. We're going to copy just to kind of get the size and everything, and then we'll drag it over, turn it. The only thing I ever worried about was if there was a certain way that you have to have these positions so that your character's facing the right direction. But I've discovered that they kind of just change up on their own as far as what direction your character sits. So I've just given up on trying to find which side is the right facing side. Now the main thing here I'm going to be concerned about is if there's enough space between the two. I think there will be, because there is for the chairs here, but these are a little bit wider than the chairs, so it might pose a bit of an issue. But I think if I just keep it fairly close to the table, it should be fine. Same way with the walking space here. Yeah, see, she's facing the right direction, but she's not on it. I don't get why it does that. It's just frustrating. See, that one worked perfectly. But these here is just, they're just retarded. Oops. I see, now if I was to, now watch, she's facing this way, she's on it where she's supposed to be. If I go through the trouble of turning this thing so that in theory she's facing the correct direction, I'm guessing she won't be, she'll sit down like she did the first time. That's going to be my guess. I should even go to the right one. That one act like it quit working now. So I don't know, it's still buggy. I mean, it's nice that they've incorporated some kind of functionality to a lot of the benches and chairs and things like that, but it's still got a lot of tweaking to make it really work better, smoother, and more reliably certain ways. I could just reduce the size of these, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. But the walking path seems to be all right. It's just this, when you come in, it's not like a straight shot. You have to kind of angle off this way. I don't really want to change this up too much more because I think it'll just be kind of awkward. I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I'll just widen this up a bit. See. Over here. That's what this last minute stuff is. It's a lot of adjustments and tweaking and just kind of, yeah, I think that'll be, I don't mind that. So it doesn't feel as tight as it did before. I know it's not exactly lined up with this one anymore, but that's okay. I can live with it. Well, no, I can't. Let me see. Where is that? 1176. Okay, so what I need to do, I'm gonna leave, kind of makes his countertop a little bit more centered on the actual base here. So we'll link this, this, and this. And let's see, make his box with him. Move him over just a little bit. See, he's still kind of underneath the light, but looks a little more uniform. And Mr. Monkey Man will just hide him. Like a greeter monkey or something, I don't know. Okay, so that's the benches. See, I don't know if I got, yeah, I didn't make any more of the skinny waisted barrels. I think what I will do is just use them as little, I don't think I'll use them at all, pretty much. Well, what I could do is use them as waste baskets. I've got those as waste baskets upstairs. Let me go check the size of those real quick, just so that I match it. That's 0.75. I know most people wouldn't even pay attention to sizes like that as far as inside outside, but I like to try and keep some consistency going just because I like to. Maybe we can put those here. Probably not, because then that'll block in here, I'm guessing. But let's see what we got here. First, we'll size it up. We'll drop the, maybe I can sneak them here. You know, it being an eatery place, a little diner, it needs some kind of waste disposal for their guests. I'll copy that, grab the other one. And then we'll test it. If we can walk around it, it works out. So just to kind of give an indication of what it's supposed to be, you know, not everyone will assume that that's what those are. You might think it's just some kind of hey pawn. Yeah, I'm doing really good. Nice to see you again. Hope your weather is better than ours. It's a little cloudy all of a sudden at the moment, but it was nice and warm and toasty for us. Warm is okay, but it feels humid. I think it feels warmer than it actually is. Probably even gives me a little color on my face because it's pretty toasty up here. Let's see. I could add something. Let's see. I could add discarded notes. Not a bra. Don't want to put a bra there. Like papers that have been tossed and that missed the pile. Something like so. Don't want to show all of them because I don't want it to be too messy. Midnight. Oh, I can't hardly stay up past 10:30 without already starting to yawn my eyes out. What are you doing up so late? A night owl. Just checking to see that the notes aren't sticking on the other side. And I could add a can, like a beer can. Oops. Did I already buy one? Yeah. I just want the one, I think. This is still the station. It's the downstairs area of the golf course that I was working on. Yeah, the subway. This is just the diner area. Today I'm mostly just putting in the last kind of final details because I think we're pretty much come to the end of this project. I'm just tidying things up, adjusting things, putting in bits that either I couldn't get a hold of, like the chairs, I couldn't get those, so I've just replaced them with benches. And then probably next week during my Wednesday tours, nice loud motorcycle going by, I will just do a quick tour of my home and then do a few more of some other people's, just to kind of keep all of the tours together rather than doing mine separately. Yeah, I really don't like cluttering this too much, but I do want to give some indication of what this is supposed to be, the trash can. Because the idea is I'm going to put probably one more on the lower area, and that way I won't have to decorate it with any garbage because people will kind of get the idea. Thank you, I appreciate it. I hope folks will enjoy coming here. I've already opened it up to the public for a couple of days now. I haven't really noticed if anybody's actually visiting it, but it's one of those things where I'm not here like 24/7, so there's bound to be people that come when I'm not around, but I hope they enjoy their little visit. And it would be fantastic if some guild decides to use it as a place to do like a little golf tournament or something. Just use the little slash roll mechanics to see who does what on what hole and everything. That would be kind of fun. Okay, so they just got this little trash can there, just to kind of fill in the corner. Let's see. Checking my notes again. I know we talked about putting some more signs up here. Well, that's one way to look at it, Pawn. If you feel like you have no patience for your own and you just kind of live vicariously through mine, that's a-okay with me. Um, I hear a lot of people talk about how they either don't have, they feel like they don't have the talent for it, and a lot of them obviously don't have the patience. Good many just don't have the time, because it's not like you can just, I mean, you can kind of whip it out, but it ain't gonna, it'll look like it's whipped out. It's just, it'll look messy. But if you want to tackle a build like this, or even better ones, it takes time, and not just for putting it together, but collecting all the pieces that you need. And a lot of people just can't do that. And I sympathize on that. And I understand housing isn't for everyone. It takes a certain, I think, attitude to go into it. I mean, if you're expecting it to uh, be perfect from the get-go, then you're probably going to be disappointed, or more likely frustrated, because this is there's so many like quirky things that can happen to your decor as you're placing them or moving them or copying them or whatever, that it doesn't always work out that way. So if you're a perfectionist, this is probably not a good thing to get into unless you're willing to kind of uh, concede that it's not going to be perfect all the time. Because I know of a person that's been building on their plot, and they're one of those that likes to calculate everything, and they write down all of this very specific coordinates, and they punch those in, and it isn't quite working like they want, and it's become kind of frustrating for them. So right now they're kind of eyeballing it and hoping that later they can go in and fix it up the way they want to get it exact. And so, I feel the pain for them, but thankfully for me, I'm okay if it's a little off. It doesn't have to be super exact. I try to get good lining up, smooth corners and stuff, but um, just a lot of eyeballing on my part. And then you have those, well, there's one in the forums right now that's trying to get momentum for the thought of incorporating World of Warcraft housing into WildStar housing. They want more prefabricated buildings and stuff. And I guess they're not necessarily talking about fab kits, because to me that's what fab kits are. They're prefabricated. They're already decorated. You can't really do much to them if they're a functional type of fab kit. But I think they're wanting like the whole house to come furnished already, and them not having to worry about decorating it. And I don't know if Carbine would be willing to go that far, um, and certainly not in the way of giving them all of the buffs that the rest of us have been busily collecting certain pieces just to get those housing buffs from various items, like your comfort and lighting and ambience kind of stuff. So maybe they will do that, but then have it not include any kind of buffing extra stuff if it comes all prefabricated, pre-furnished, and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's kind of it. I just going around looking at things, and man, my nose keeps itching. Maybe I've got company coming or something. Um, and of course, my door is not working again. Just taking another look around all these places to see if there's anything different I can do or add. Um, kind of running out of ideas. I know there's people out there that's done fantastic builds that could probably really go with this kind of theme and just do it completely and way more awesome than I have. Um, but for my imagination and limited talents, I think I've done an okay job, especially as far as like the subway itself goes. train. That thing was a pain in the butt. I had a whole different vision of what it might look like, but the pieces we have to use for creating a hollow object with windows and door gaps and things like that, just at least the curved pieces just don't work very well. There was like a super amount of overlapping and lots of like small sizing, and it looked awful. And while what I have now looks okay, I'm sure there's somebody else that could do a way better job and making it look more mechanical, I guess. Now I have thought about doing some kind of like little plant arrangements, but oh man, my nose just will not quit itching. Not the prettiest sight on the stream, but I can't help it. It feels like something's like tickling it. Anyway, I've thought about doing some kind of like little plant arrangements, but I don't know. I kind of like the sterile environment that I envision for all of the little protostar guys. Most of the time when I incorporate them into a build and pretend like they're running the facility or whatever it is that they're at, I tend to not like do a lot of cluttering kind of things or trees and pretty natural stuff. I always picture them as being kind of straight to the business. You know, they just get their job and do their job, and when they're done, they, I don't know, something very clean and sterile. And I guess that's why I don't do a lot of green stuff when I'm messing around with the protostar guys. This is about as cluttery as I get as far as junk goes. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to add flowers. So I don't think I really want to even start on that. About the only thing I did like was upstairs. I did the thing for the lobby, I think it was. And even that's like just, it looks like a bowl of grass. It's like nothing super fancy. Okay, I got two things. I got the little vase of flowers and then the bowl of grass. And even that kind of feels out of place here to me. I'm gonna leave them because I need something there, and I couldn't think of anything else to put. I considered maybe putting in some kind of a waterfall feature, but the round tables, the round blue light tables that kind of are similar to the blue light lounge tables, I think they only come from like PVP bags, and I don't PVP, so, and they're like bind on pickup, so you never see them on the AH that I've ever noticed. So I don't really know how I would do a little water thing, and it just seems kind of unnecessary. Again, I just picture them being very clean and only adding in what they think is absolutely necessary. I love the light and shadow, how this affects, how the light and even the moonlight plays on through the windows. I like that. Anywho, I did get a hold of some more protostar guys, and so I've been trying to think of where I might want to put them, because I have them in a lot of different locations. Like for instance, I have one out here gardening, just like a little, he's getting ready to plant little daisies or something. And then I have one over here, he's sleeping on the job. He's the one lazy of the bunch. And then I've got one, of course, manning I've got one each here, manning the ticket booth here. And then I've got, of course, the statue there. I got a couple of them manning the snack bar out here. And then I have one up in the tower looking through a telescope. There's quite a few upstairs. The only ones downstairs, and of course I got that one there too, I forgot about him. The only ones downstairs currently is the one that's manning the train itself. He's the conductor guy. I got two back here working in the kitchen. I think I will add a third that's pushing this cart here. Picked up several just in case. I didn't know how many I might want or need. And they're relatively cheap from the vendor, so let's see, how much was it? $1.90. So I didn't mind grabbing a few while I could. I know he's like considerably shorter than his little cart here. That may urge me to shrink it down even more, but really hesitate to do that simply because I like the size of it. You know, for other people, they might do like a hoverboard, like a hovering one kind of contraption, using some of the platforms that have the hover part underneath and putting a couple of those together and zipping them out. You'd use fewer pieces that way. You wouldn't have to have all the tires. We'll just leave him there. He's kind of using his head to push the cart. That's several up here, but I think I've just got the one and then the two, well, the one here and one there. So I guess I should put at least, I think I have one sleeping in the maintenance area. Yeah, he's on the bed there. Yeah, I still need a chair here. I'll just use my spare exile chair since I have it. Saves me from having to buy another Marauder one. Let's see. Is that too big? It looks like something like so. Maybe we'll put one back here doing something I don't want. Maybe we'll put one. Maybe he spilled something. Put him here. I think it was 1.9. Hope that's. Drop him right there. And let's see. Yep, I still got the splotch. What I'm liking about this is I'm not having to really buy too much. Fill all these bits in. I like the splotch because I like using it as like a spill. I know it's kind of got the webby effect going, but I just ignore that and just think of it as like a spill. I've used it on countertops for like spilled drinks and stuff. It's just a different way of using it rather than having the eyeball showing. Let's see, do we have a mop? Oh, so I will have to get one of those. But that's no biggie. It's a little thing. That's way, way too big for him. So we'll drop that down. Not too small, gotta be able to see it. Trying to see where his hands are. They're like poorly positioned there. Something like that. Need to lift that up a bit though, because the mop head isn't showing very good. that even? Yeah, that looks okay. Let's see. Let's move that this way. Just trying to get the angle right, but keeping it so that it, something like that. And then I guess he needs a bucket. Do we have a bucket? How about a bowl? Do we have a bowl? No. Do we have any kind of container? Cup, maybe? No. Okay, we'll just buy a bucket. And again, that looks a little too big. Size it down just a touch. And just to give it something a little extra, let's see. I think I got rid of some of these yesterday, trying to make room because I wanted to have plenty of space in case I wanted to do some kind of another little touch of unique build of something. And so I went through my crate deleting a bunch of extra stuff that I probably won't need right away or I can easily get a hold of again. And the files were among them. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm just using the file as a water bit to make it look like there's water in the bucket. I've done this on several plots. It's just a nice, quick, little easy effect to make it look like there's water in the bucket. Nothing super special or magic about it, just voila, a little bit of water in the bucket now. You know, I know that it's a little rounded so it looks, you know, like a dewdrop in there, but it's just a little effect. It's fun to add. Okay. Let's see. I don't think we have any clocks that we have to wait from the vendor. Okay, anyway, I was still looking at, is there any other places that I can put some of these proto guys? Don't want to clean up the mess. And again, he doesn't get in the way of traffic. People come through here. He doesn't interrupt or block them from getting in. It's something you always want to watch when you're adding details like this. I don't know if I want to add passengers of any kind in here. Kind of hesitate on doing that because if somebody come in to kind of roleplay that they were riding on the train, it might be a little weird that they have all these plushies they're sitting in the seats. I really like that. I liked how that turned out. I'll probably incorporate that or something similar in another build sometime. I definitely like that little touch there. Let's see, can I squeeze anything else out of here? Let me just go through my crate and see if there's something that catches my eye. I know I don't have any bathroom facilities down here, but I really didn't want to include those. I figure if they're coming in through the park, there's the bathroom facilities up there, and if they're coming down to the stations, grab a bite to eat and go, and then they'll do their bathroom visit when they get home or something. But I did have the vendor card out here for a little bit, but I don't know. It kind of bugged me. It was too colorful. That makes sense. I don't know if it does. Let's see. Don't want to just toss things out just for the fun of it. I mean, in some parts I do, but I don't want to do that all over the. I'm also kind of thinking about the type of golf holes I have upstairs. If there's anything extras I can add there. I thought about adding a lot of greenery and stuff, but I was afraid it might kind of distract from the path that you take. I didn't want people getting confused about what is part of what. I don't think I want to add anything else to the kitchen area. Got enough little details there, I think, that it's not really required. And for stuff like this, it just, I don't know, it doesn't suit. I wouldn't know where to put this. I have so many little electronic doodads now that almost getting to the point of being a little too much for my taste. And there's a lot of um, stuff going on in here. And I don't want it to get too out of hand beyond what it already is. I don't know. Not even sure what that's supposed to be. I kind of was thinking of it like a security latch for the door, and I just left it open accidentally or on purpose or something like that. But let's drop that there. Can't remember. I know I've used another one somewhere, and I'm not sure where. I want to say I used it in the train. Something like that. Maybe make it look like it's connected to that controller there. Something, something along those lines. Now what was that? Dominion. So we were back in the D's. I'd gotten a couple of these originally because of this nifty looking little control panel area, which you can't really see from here. And I think I used one up in the train, but it's kind of clunky because you have all this other stuff that you gotta hide. And plus it's got a lot of the Dominion looking colors, which I didn't really want to use a whole lot of. Medical. Let me see if I can do something a little weird. Probably won't work, but I'm going to try it anyway. can't tell, I'm trying to get just across to show. Not quite going as planned. Maybe I should just turn it completely this way. Completely flat. The only trouble is I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it completely hidden on both sides. Because like I said, there's certain restrictions as to how far you can put something. Let me try that again. Just to kind of give it a little picture so people know that it's a medical thing. Even though clearly that's a medical kit. It won't hurt. Just something a little different. And thankfully I have 2 of those, so I'd originally gotten these because I thought there was a way that I might could use this little bit here, but with everything else, the 2 sides and just the way it's built in, I haven't figured out a way to do it. The only way I could figure you'd probably do it is like you do some kind of an inset thing and then build everything else around it. But yeah. So let's set up the angle right. Yeah, see it block me from seeing all of it. So size it down, that, and then we'll have to do the same on the other side. Just so that it matches, that it's not like when I turn the camera, the triangle or the cross goes nuts. Just kind of making sure that it's in a good position. Let's see, we had that at 0.8. We'll change this one over here to be the same size. Just for consistency's sake. I'm just checking to make sure nothing's showing through. This doesn't look like it's centered anymore, so just a little bit. Looks pretty close. So I'm going to double check this one just one more time. Make sure there's nothing funky sticking out. Now, if you see that kind of like a line pattern, that's to do with my graphics. It's not the game itself. It's just my graphics setting. Something to do with the shading. Sometimes it looks like the light is playing funnily on the surfaces of some of the things. And that's just to do with my, like if I do the video settings, if I change it to, I think it's the dynamic shadows. If I turn those off, well, maybe it doesn't work that way, but I know the other day I was at a friend's house and their walls seem to have stripes all over them, and it reminds me of this texture here. And if I adjusted the dynamic shadow setting, it changed either the vibrancy of them, or it just got rid of them altogether. So yeah, don't judge the game on my settings, because I have most of my stuff set to either low or medium, because if I set it to high, the housing just kind of goes, it's really buggy. And that's just because I don't have like the top-notch graphics card and stuff. I have AMD. I don't know the numbers and stuff, but it's one of those, and I don't think it's quite fully compatible with the game. You know, just one of those things you learn to work with. That's why a lot of things will disappear. If they're really small, they will disappear the details until I get closer. And then you kind of see things come into better. Okay, so I think I've got some little proto dudes just about everywhere now. I thought about putting one here to push the wagon, like I've got one upstairs with the diner cart, but I think it's just kind of fine to leave that one unattended. Maybe it'll alert somebody that, you know, there's some bomb or something in it. I don't know. Okay, so I was in the D's with the Dominion things when I got sidetracked putting that other stuff together. So let's see what else we got here. I could add some more benches along this wall here, just to kind of give something a little extra. The only thing I'm doing here is looking at what this stuff looks like on the bottom to see if maybe it would work as some kind of a wall thing. But as I suspected, it's really too similar color to stand out nicely. So I'll go back to the D's. Yeah, I did get a hold of one of these. I don't know what I would want to use it for. I don't have anything else that is kind of off limits, really. And this, I'm waiting for someone to use that like a mace. I've used it like a mace in a couple of places, but not like in an actual medieval setting. But this looks like one of those weird mace things. Man, my nose just will not quit itching. Sorry to my viewers, but man, it's just, it will not quit. Got a lot of bone and wood and weird stuff. It's because of my last build had a lot of that incorporated into it. I just haven't gotten rid of it. And while the back of this could be used for a lot of cool, like little added features and stuff, I think this makes noise. Yeah, I have another sign, but again, I don't really know of a good place to sneak that in anywhere. I could maybe hook it in here somewhere. Let's see. Maybe put another monitor up. Ugh, those. I swear, I think it's I got company coming or something. I think that's the old wives' tale. Kind of like if your palms are itching, it supposedly means you're going to be coming into some money, which is never the case. Yeah, maybe I can do like I did here, um, act like it's part of this little box here. If I can find where the rest of that is going. Trying to look for the. Ugh, it's awkward. Like so. And maybe turn it a little bit. But when do I need it? Yeah, like that. It's got like all manner of monitors and doohickeys. Yeah, that kind of, it doesn't look exactly the same, but it's got some, that'll be okay. Yeah, someone's talking about in a special event that was in game. I guess it was like, I don't know, I think it was 3 a.m. my time that they did it. And talking about, well, now we know what to expect in ours. Because supposedly they're going to be doing a similar or an event as well, special thing for EU servers, but or at least for Javid. But I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same. I suspect so. And so the surprise is kind of out of it because we already know what entity went through. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, any problems that they had with people not getting in or not seeing what was going on, maybe they'll iron out all the bugs and then our event will go super smooth. I don't know. But okay, so I was in the E's. I'm going through the alphabet here. Bookcase, the hanging lamp. Again, I don't think of any particular places where we need some lighting. Maybe in here. It's just that there's so much of that green light coming from above. I just really don't think it's necessary. Yeah, I don't think it's. Maybe what I could do is sneak one of these in here. So we need to rotate it, kind of like so. We'll size it down. So, and then just kind of try and tuck it into the other one, maybe that'll work. Probably won't even give off a lot of light at that size, but we'll see. We can kind of get it. Something like that. Weird with that little bit hanging out there, but maybe if I can just disguise it as part of the contraption here and not sticking out so much, it won't be such a big deal. Something like that. Like I said, I don't know if it really, all right. I don't know if it really gives off a whole lot of light, but I guess it kind of does. You see the spotlight there. just to kind of give the desk a little bit of oomph. But I'm not going to do that over here. Much trouble. Actually, this one's looks weird with the magnifying glass stuck into the wall there. Just now noticed that. Hammer this way. I don't think there was anything else on that desk. I don't know why I wanted to put that chest under there. Starting to look a little dorky, doesn't it? Let's just move that. But that means I do need to put a chair there. So let's see what kind of chairs we got that can work. Too fancy, too big, weird. I don't know. I think that would look funny. So I'll just get another Marauder chair. Okay, what I need to do is I need to go up and see what size the Marauder chairs are upstairs. Again, I like consistency on sizes, so if I pick a size in one place, I try to match it everywhere else. So 0.7 seems to be the number. Okay. So still good space for running through. And so that's good. So back to the ease. Let's see, easy. I got another one of these. I already used the one, and I thought that was like an ideal spot for it, but I don't know. I don't know if it would look good anywhere else. Maybe up here. Along this wall here. So let me copy this one. And I'm going to do the fantastical thing of pasting, and then I have to move it like so. Mostly gets the size right, so it's kind of similar. Let's see. In fact, I may make it smaller because it looks like, I don't know, it might work. as is. Mostly I want it to be where people still can walk comfortably, not slipping down into the stairway there, and it's not poking up at the top. Kind of centered, still plenty of room to walk, so yeah, I think that's a good spot. What purpose it really serves other than just having a little, go exiles kind of thing, then okay, so back to the E's. Hologram fireplace. Okay, we're into the F's now. For whatever reason, I thought about putting a bow tie on one of these dudes, and I think I will put it on him. I'm gonna slap it on his forehead for now. Don't he look cute? And then I'm going to straighten it up. And then we'll push it down. And then resize it just a little bit so it's not like major bow tie going on. Again, it's little details like that that most people probably won't even pick up on, but I like throwing them out there. Let's see. What other kind of foods? I meant to get a hold of a fruit bowl and I forgot. Because amazingly, I didn't write that down. So let's see. Let's look at cookware, barware. Let's add a beer can there. And I don't think wine glasses are appropriate. I guess somebody could have a wine glass for our little thing. Actually, a soda cup. Maybe we'll put that with you. Right here. It's like I don't want wine and stuff. Okay, so the soda cup looks really big. Someone's asking if I use a particular thing. Size. I think that looks. Same way with the can. I'll pick what size this one is. So just little extra bits on the tables, a whole lot. Okay, now where was I? In F's? Let's see. Ah, here we go. Culture, intestines, hose. Why I have 9 of those, I have absolutely no idea. I've not used them. I don't know if I got a hold of them real cheap at some point, and um, I just never got rid of them. I don't really know where they come from. And this I've used many times. Like, I don't know if you've seen those um, the plaques on the wall where some guy has like caught this big fish. I've done that with this. Uh, it's kind of tough to do it in certain places because you have to hide the bottom part. And of course, it's annoying because it is a mailbox, so it has that mailbox icon that pops up when you get close. But uh, I've used it many times in that way. Um, Little things like that. Um, that, just for my own amusement, I do stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, some of these are pretty cool, but I don't know what I would put, where I would put them. Um, Raid leader's just talking about some kind of setup that he thinks I should try out. We've been kind of getting to Phage Maw, but I don't think we have quite the anyway, Phage Maw, I think we don't have like quite enough DPS for it because we don't raid with a full raid, so that kind of puts us at a handicap. And when we're coming into a new area, new boss, we got the what do you call it? Can't think of the word. I keep thinking statistics, but that's not the right word. The Man, I cannot think of the word. Oh, it's so sad. Um, the approach of getting the boss, the mechanics. There we go. God, I knew I'd remember it, but whew, that's bad. It's my old age showing. Anyway, we've got the mechanics of the boss, the phage mall down. It's just we don't have the GPS to plow through it like we want. Um, so he was suggesting I look into setting up uh, an alternative LAS lineup to kind of help benefit the rest of the raid a little bit extra. Yeah, I just don't think there's anything else that I have that I can throw out there. Yeah, there may be a few things that I could probably grind up or purchase that would work. Uh, um, I don't want to have to do any more major spending or anything. And I'm just getting to where I don't think, don't really want to put any plushies out. I think we're just kind of at the point where we're going to call it good. If by chance I add a few things later, I might mention it, but I think we will just call it good on that. So yeah, that's I think that's going to be it for today. Like I said, well, I'm going to call this pretty much done. Um, there may be little things uh, that I might add later on, but I really don't think there's going to be too much, and really no need to stream it any further. But I will um, look into doing a full, from the front door to the end tour, probably this next Wednesday coming up, since it is the exile side that I'll be turning this time, since last week we did the Dominion. So uh, that way, anyone that hasn't actually followed along with all of these random days of building uh, on live, they'll just get to see the finished product at the end. And that way I have a video to post here and there for those that don't even come to the channel, at all. So um, I appreciate everyone that's joined me during this process. And I look forward to the next project. Most likely it's going to be my husband's plot, because he's not too inclined to get really involved in the housing part. He still hasn't settled on a theme, so I may just take it in my own hands and pick something out for him. I kind of have something already in mind, which I think he will get a kick out of, but um, I won't be starting that until Monday, if I do start it anytime soon. If he decides he wants to try and give it a try on his own, then I will just go to one of my other alts plots and play around on that. I will continue to do things. Maybe I'll just give myself little personal challenges like, well, can I build a boat in an hour or something, kind of thing like that. I'm not saying that's what I will do, but it's a possibility if I run out of things. So anyway, I appreciate your guys' watching the show, supporting by following, and I hope to see you guys